Recording in progress.
Mayor and Council, we are live.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the November 3rd, 2025 meeting of the Pasadena City Council. We'll start with the calling of the roll.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Cole.
Present.
Councilmember Hampton.
Bless and honor.
Jones.
Here.
Councilmember Lyon.
Here.
Councilmember Masuda.
Here.
Vice Mayor Rivas.
Here.
Mayor Gordo.
Here.
There's a quorum of the council present.
Okay. Mr. Madison, will you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, please rise if you're able. Face the flag. Place your right hand over your heart. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The council did meet in closed session and considered items A and D. And there's no reportable action. The council does plan to, at the completion of the public agenda, return to closed session to consider the remainder of the closed session agenda. So let's move on to public comment for matters not on the agenda.
We have 11 speaker cards. You said a minute and a half, Mayor? Okay. A minute and a half, I'll ring a bell when there's 30 seconds left. Hassan Seed, or CD, followed by Bert Newton, then Eva Gonzalez, then Lynn Sullivan, then Brooklyn Cleckley. Please line up if you've heard your name called.
Sir, welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Good evening, Mayor Gordo and council members. My name is Dr. Hassan Seed, and I'm a resident physician currently working at Children's Hospital in Los Angeles and living in Pasadena. I want to share the story of Dr. Hussam Abu Safiya, a Palestinian pediatrician who was director of the Kamal Adwan Hospital in Gaza before its patients and staff were forcibly removed and the hospital was set on fire by the Israeli forces. Dr. Abu Safiya is one of many healthcare workers targeted as part of the genocide. Israel killed his 15-year-old son Ibrahim in a targeted drone strike, and a month later, after completing a surgery, he himself was injured in another strike. Despite this, he continued his work at the hospital because of a profound devotion to his patients, a devotion I can only aspire to in my own practice. Since 2024, he has been taken hostage by Israel, where he is currently being tortured and refused release. I cannot watch our city be complicit in these crimes, and so my request is this: agendize the divestment discussion at the council level to give directive to the FPRS board. Thank you.
Thank you. Bert Newton, followed by Eva Gonzalez, followed by Lynn Sullivan, then Brooklyn Cleckley, then Zaina Altubad.
Yes. Good evening. The news out of Sudan this week was stomach churning, as has been recent news out of the DRC and Nigeria. My own church has engaged, addressed the genocides in the DRC and Nigeria. And we know that the U.S. and U.S. companies are complicit there. And I know there's been desire on the part of some people on the council to make the resolution that we submitted broader. So if you want to add these to the resolution, we very much welcome that. But we desire to have the genocides named. And Palestine stands apart for the main reason that the U.S. has been in direct support of that genocide. The U.S. has given $21.7 billion in the last 2 years. The U.S. has multiple times used its veto power in the UN to stop resolutions for a ceasefire and humanitarian pauses. The U.S. has attacked the International Court of Justice and the International Criminal Court, even sanctioning judges and officials of the International Criminal Court. None of this is true of the other genocides. So we ask that you consider this when you discuss the resolution that's going to be agendized in the ledge policy and later brought to the City Council. Thank you.
Thank you. Eva Gonzalez, followed by Lynn Sullivan, then Brooklyn Cleckley, then Zaina Altubad, then Dennis McNamara.
Hi, my name is Eva, and I'm a student at Pasadena City College. I am also a member of the Environmental Sustainability Club, along with my peers who joined me today. Our reason for coming here is in reference to the Polluters Pay Climate Superfund Act. Thank you all for taking your time to listen to our comments last Monday about a Pasadena-based Polluters Pay resolution. However, delegating this resolution to the Legislative Policy Committee, which meets in December, will be far too late. Voting on the bill will occur in January. Your support of this bill will be vital to the health and well-being of Californians and will demonstrate your commitment to all Pasadena citizens, not just those who still reel the effects of Eden, but to those who will soon reap the future consequences of climate change and Big Oil's reign. Please agendize this resolution for the next City Council meeting on November 10th. Thank you.
Thank you. Lynn Sullivan, followed by Brooklyn Cleckley, then Zaina Altubad, then Dennis McNamara, then Jennifer Vaughn.
Good evening, Mayor Gordo and members of the City Council. I'm a Pasadena resident, as I believe most of you know, and I thank you for the opportunity to address you tonight. I appreciate the respect and patience you have all shown to those who come here each week, week after week, to this dais to speak. For nearly 2 years, you have been inundated by this small group of individuals, most of whom are not residents of Pasadena, who come to share their biased views and call for the Pasadena City Council to insert itself in the current conflict in the Middle East. Week after week, we have heard their opinions and hatred while failing to acknowledge the fact that this conflict involves a terrorist organization whose sole purpose is to annihilate Israel and the Jews around the world. I'm here tonight to voice my opposition to the city of Pasadena taking a position in this and making proclamations and opining, on the investment portfolios of the city's employee pension funds. Please do not allow yourselves to be bullied by this situation here behind me. Thank you.
Thank you. Please, let's keep order and be respectful.
Brooklyn Cleckley, followed by Zaina Altubad, then Dennis McNamara, then Jennifer Vaughn, then Dylan Bannon.
Good evening, council members. My name is Brooklyn Cleckley. My family has called Pasadena home for over 50 years. My parents met at PHS. My brother and I both went to Marshall from 6th to 12th grade. And until recently, I was neighbors with Mayor Gordo and with former council member Chris Holden. Pasadena isn't just where I live, it's a part of who I am. I've always been proud to call this city home because Pasadena has shown up for what's right. I've seen this community speak out about ICE raids, stand in solidarity with the Armenian community, and claim to be inclusive to those who have been left out. At Marshall, we recited every morning, embrace diversity, act responsibly, and lead with integrity. Those words were more than a school motto, they reflected Pasadena's values. But lately, I've seen the opposite displayed in these meetings. Week after week, we've come here asking you to take a stand, to divest from the companies supporting the genocide happening in Gaza. You've heard the facts, the stories, and the heartbreak. You've heard us describe children losing limbs, parents losing children, families starving in a man-made famine, and still, you look down at your phones, you talk to each other, and you laugh, while we bare our souls to you. That is not leadership. That is not integrity. And it's not Pasadena. You have a responsibility to live up to the values this city stands for, the ones you have asked us to live by. Please be the people you claim to be. Please be better. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Zaina Altubad, followed by Dennis McNamara, then Jennifer Vaughn, Dylan Bannon, Chelsea Landeros, and Randall Hine Lamb.
Okay, get ready. There's more hatred and bullying incoming. Good evening. Last week, or 2 weeks ago now, I spoke to you about Radwan, my friend in Gaza who had his leg blown off when an Israeli airstrike hit his apartment building. I showed Radwan the footage of this Pasadena City Council meeting. He was shocked. Wow, that's awesome. He could not believe that somebody like him was being spoken about in a place like this. Then he asked me, what is the objective of this meeting? I told him that Americans in cities across the country are calling on their councils to divest from Israel, to use economic pressure against the occupation. He asked me, "Do you think it will work?" And now, council members, I ask you, what should I tell Rodwan? Thank you.
Dennis McNamara, followed by Jennifer Vaughn, then Dylan Bannon, Chelsea Landeros, Randall Heinlam, and then Rita Capadia.
I'm a Pasadena resident. Let me state, human suffering is horrible. War is hell. Believe the city has no business taking sides in the war Hamas started against Israel. Yes, Palestinians are suffering, so are Israelis. So are the Uyghurs in China. So are the Burmese Muslims. Frankly, it's a long list, and sadly, ever shall it be. No country is perfect, ours included. But factually, through mutual trade, Israel has done much to raise living standards for Palestinians. It is Hamas who shuts down.
Please, let's
have
be respectful.
Let's have some respect, please. Thank you. Thank you. It is Hamas who shuts down the Palestinian leadership and terrorized the locals. But that's beside the point. For city council, our elected leadership to have international issues gain purchase through you, even as you shunt this to the finance committee, is wrong. Maybe this was just politics, but frankly, this is all raw anti-Semitism masquerading as openness. Do not respond to this ugly dog whistle. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker.
Jennifer Vaughn, followed by Dylan Bannon, then Chelsea Landeros, then Randall Heinlam, then Rita Capadia. Sorry.
Good evening, council members.
That's it.
Palestinians are getting killed on a daily basis, especially in Gaza. It's an ongoing genocide. They're getting bombed daily. Faisal al-Khalidi was just a young baby. He was 5 years old. Faisal Khalidi witnessed the execution of his parents. Israeli forces raided their home in Gaza City on December 21st, 2023, after killing his father. An Israeli soldier pointed to his mother, who removed her hijab and shot her baby in the belly. His mother was 7 months pregnant. And this is just one story of many. It's not fiction, it's real. They're getting killed on a daily basis. They lost their homes, their livelihood, everything, while you guys sit on the city council, while the rest of us enjoy our lives and do other activities. They're getting killed on a daily basis. And Nareem from Gaza, they just want food for their children. They're suffering daily. She writes this with tears in her eyes. She can't take it anymore. She's exhausted and she suffers in silence. All that matters to her is keeping her family safe. That's their priorities, just to keep their family safe and to live day by day. So we just ask that you hear the truth and do the right thing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dylan Banyan, followed by Chelsea Landeros, then Randall Heinlam, then Rita Capadia.
All right, thank you, Council. 2 weeks ago, Councilmember Hampton showed real leadership by insisting that the Council consider adopting an ethical investment policy. Leadership is a quality that the people of Pasadena look for in future mayors. In stark contrast to Councilmember Hampton's leadership, Councilmembers Madison and Lyon have taken the path of least resistance on the issue of ethical investment, knowingly taking free international travel from a group lobbying on behalf of a foreign government, likely in the hopes that they would limit the scope and effectiveness of any ethical investment policy the City Council might consider someday. I bring this up now because someday will come in just a few weeks. The Legislative Policy Committee will report its recommendations for an ethical investment policy, and then all of you will have to vote on what human rights really mean to the city of Pasadena. When that day comes, I'd ask you to show leadership and not be afraid. We know how you feel. Every single person who has spoken in front of you for the past 6 months has had to consider potential personal and professional consequences. And in spite of that, we did it. We did it because we felt like we had to. Please, do not be afraid on this issue. Be brave. Be the leaders that we know you can be. Thank you.
Chelsea Landeros, followed by Randall Heidenland, then Rita Kapadia.
Welcome, ma'am.
Good evening, Council. I'm Chelsea. I live in District 7, and just following up since we've turned in the ceasefire resolution to you guys with some statistics, what's been happening and why a true ceasefire is needed and why I said prayers. Israel killed over 100 Palestinians 5 days ago during the so-called ceasefire in Gaza. These include 2 twin siblings, Sham and Yahya Amin Abu Dalal. Since Israel agreed to a ceasefire in Gaza, it has killed at least 211 Palestinians there, about half in a single day. Many others have been killed trying to return to their homes close to the invisible yellow line, which gives Israel control of about 58% of Gaza. They include a family of 11 just days after the ceasefire went into effect. So I just want to remind you guys that the ceasefire resolution is on PasadenaForPalestine.com, and we just appreciate you guys speaking on this. Thank you so much.
Randall Heidenland, followed by Rita Kapadia.
Thank you very much. Randall Hein Lamb, District 5 homeowner and resident of Pasadena for the last 25 years. I'm a member of All Saints Church, where I co-lead the Middle East ministry. We are known at All Saints for our interfaith work and our efforts towards justice and peace. But I was embarrassed and angered when I learned that 2 members of this council, after several months of hearing from people in testimony during these open mic periods, decided to accept an offer to go to Israel on a fact-finding trip, and were photographed together with the president of Israel, Mr. Herzog, who is under indictment for war crimes. I would ask this council to consider, among the various resolutions that you're considering, a policy that would prohibit council members from traveling to or doing business with any foreign government that is under investigation for or has been convicted of war crimes, including the crimes of apartheid and genocide. Thank you.
Rita Kapadia.
Next speaker.
Good evening. I am a Pasadena resident. I'm going to share a story of little Rasil Emad Kawaria, who was killed in Israel's strike in Khan Yunis in southern Gaza on October 10th, 2025. Reports state she had been injured days before a ceasefire in Gaza and later succumbed to her wounds. She was just 6 years old. I ask that you look up from your phones for a minute to look at this. And this is also a request to agendize the resolution to divest.
Thank you.
That completes public comment on matters not on the agenda.
Okay. Mr. Cole?
I hesitate to weigh in here, but I really find it difficult to stay silent. We have had speakers come week after week after week after week, and the war has gone on week after week after week. I understand the deep emotional feelings that people have on this issue. I also understand the complexity of this issue.
Mr. Cole,
But I
don't
would
want-
like, Mr. Mayor, hold on.
It's not agendized, so
I understand.
I'm going to ask that you
I
wrap it
understand.
up quickly.
I understand. But I would ask everyone to avoid personal attacks. That's, I understand why emotions run high, but we're trying to navigate a difficult challenge that is not on the typical agenda of a city council and not on this agenda. And so attacking members of the council, attacking people who've spoken out on this issue, showing disrespect is not getting us further ahead. And that's all I wanted to express, Mr. Mayor, is that we focus on the issues here and not make personal attacks on individuals or accuse them of of something I have not seen, which is hatred or anti-Semitism. Those things exist in our society and in the world, but I have not seen them here. So I would like to see, in the future, all of us strive for understanding and empathy on this issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cole. With that, we'll move on to the consent calendar. Is there a motion?
We have speakers for number 1. We have 3 speaker cards for item number 1.
Okay, holding item 1, I'll entertain a motion for the remainder of the consent calendar. Is there a motion?
Second.
Okay, it's been moved. Is there a second? Mr. Hampton? So all with the exception of item 1 are on the table, moved and seconded. Are there any objections? See no objections. Those matters are approved. Back to item 1.
You want to go to the public comment?
Yeah, public comment.
Carlos Javalera, followed by Daniel Rossman, and then Mike Polka.
Good evening. My name is Carlos Javalera, and I'm speaking on behalf of the West Pasadena Residents Association. The West Pasadena Residents Association strongly supports authorizing the city manager to execute a sponsor agreement with the California Conservation Corps for non-native vegetation removal in the Arroyo Seco, and to accept an $84,500 donation from the One Arroyo Foundation for goat grazing. Implementing best practices in vegetation management is vitally important to reduce fire danger and to protect the natural beauty and ecological health of the Arroyo Seco. Proper vegetation management, including the careful removal of invasive species, helps restore native habitats and enhances resilience against wildfires. We also support the exploration and use of sustainable methods such as goat grazing in the Arroyo Seco, which has proven effective in other communities for controlling non-native growth while maintaining ecological balance. In our communications, the Linda Vista Annandale Association has also expressed support for the important sponsor agreement and acceptance of the One Arroyo Foundation donation. Thank you for your leadership in advancing this important work for the safety and environmental well-being of Pasadena. Thank you.
Thank you. Daniel Rossman, followed by Mike Polka.
Okay. Mr.
Hello,
Rossman.
council members. My name is Daniel Rossman. I'm the executive director of One Arroyo Foundation, and wanted to just come say thank you. I'm excited about this agenda. Item 1, speaking in favor, the opportunity to partner with the city and really thinking about how we forward solutions for preserving Pasadena's greatest natural treasure, the Arroyo Seco. This pilot program looking at goat grazing has incredible ecological benefits. It helps enhance wildfire resilience. It's been a real pleasure to work with park staff, with staff from the fire department, and really thinking about this as one tool in a sort of all tools in the tool belt approach to ensuring that not only do we make Pasadena a safer, thriving place to live in as we face new challenges from climate change and other pressures, but we also have an opportunity to ensure that it's done in a way that ensures ecological balance. So thank you, look forward to working with you.
Thank you, and please thank members of the One Arroyo group for the contribution and for efforts to improve the Arroyo overall. Sir.
Mr. Polka.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I think this is a great idea to remove the the non-native plants, excuse me. But there is one clarification that I would like to have, is it says no healthy, mature, scenic trees would be removed. We have a lot of invasive trees in the Arroyo, and the city was very diligent, and I'm admirable about getting the grant to have a habitat restoration, but we can't have a habitat restoration if we have invasive trees in the Arroyo. That's the eucalyptus, the Canary Island pines, the Chinese elms, the tree of heavens. And so I would like to see that part removed from the motion.
Mr. Madison, you're in the queue.
Does that conclude public comment?
It does.
Yeah, thank you. With gratitude to the speakers, I'd move this staff recommendation. I would say for Mr. Polka, I think that's another project that isn't directly raised by this initiative, and I share your gratefulness, Mayor, to One Arroyo, in particular, and WPRA for their efforts.
Second.
I think the goats are a great touch, too, to have goat grazing in the Arroyo.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to say, let there be goats.
Just afraid somebody's going to call me an old goat or something.
Or the goat.
I'd take that.
Yeah, I know that.
Councilmember Cole is in the queue.
Okay, Mr. Cole?
I don't want to belabor a wonderful consent calendar item, but I'm wondering, Chief, you brought a strategic plan for the fire department that includes some of this overlapping. We're on notice that we have severe fire threats. This is, as Mr. Rossman said, one tool in the toolbox. What's our next step to be thinking holistically about fire danger within your strategic plan?
Councilmember Cole, thank you for that question. And again, really, much of the Arroyo falls under Coco's job here in support, because we have to think outside our traditional ways that we've done fire and risk mitigation efforts. We have to be able to look at new and innovative ways. And a GO contract in a partnership is just one small measure. But I think what you're gonna see over the next year is numerous efforts coming forward, similar to this, but just looking at every possible way that we can reduce risk to our community. Yeah. And I'll come back with more specifics, because I think that's really what you're looking for. But I want to make sure I don't step on Coco's feet either in his efforts.
Well, as I said, I don't want to belabor it, but we have insurance issues, we have utility undergrounding issues, we have homeowner responsibilities for landscape abatement. We have adequate staffing of our fire department. All of these issues bear upon this, and I just hope we don't lose the thread as we go through each and every one of these individual steps. So I'll wait to hear what the plan is for us to look at this holistically.
Thank you. Okay. Coco, did you have anything to add? Or?
No, thank you, Mayor. I just want to extend my gratitude to the partners, Juan Arroyo and the Conservation Corps, and Jose Morales, our superintendent, who put this back together. This is an enhancement to our existing brush abatement program. What we had discussed during the fire presentation, working with Chief Augustin, these were two items that we highlighted as possibilities. Staff was working on these, and we are going to be working with Chief in bringing forth a more comprehensive long-term plan. This is just another effort to continue to address the issues. Currently, we have an opportunity, and we were not going to miss out on this opportunity, and thanks to staff and our partners in moving this forward.
Okay. Thank you all, and we'll look forward to seeing the goats. By the way, in Lake Arrowhead, it's a Big Bear. They have the cam on the eagles nest. Can we put a cam on the goats to watch them, so people can watch them and link them to our website?
I'm looking at Jose. I'm not sure what the answer is.
We can't hear you if you speak from there, so I'd have to ask you to come to the podium.
I think kids wouldn't, at some of the schools would enjoy monitoring the goats.
I know Jose is going to address the camera issue.
And Mr. Madison has lost the pit bull arguments, but he can always say, I brought goats to the Arroyo.
Yeah, no, thank you, Council, for having me. So we partnered with the Royal Foothill Conservancy, and they do some basically like wildlife assessments. So they have some wildlife cameras out there, and I did actually ping them already, say, hey, can we look at those after the fact to see what kind of like activity we see out there?
I think, people would, I think there's something there to watch.
Jose, would you please state your full name for the record?
Seriously.
Jose Mireles.
Park Superintendent. And Mayor, the one thing, as we get into contract with the goat grazing for vendor, we'll see if they'll create an opportunity for us to have public come in and meet some of the goats, maybe create an area.
Yeah.
I can't promise that. We just kind of discussing that at this point, but there may be an opportunity to allow for that, have the public come in and meet the goats and maybe see them in action.
Maybe some sponsorship opportunities for the goats, naming rights.
Well, they do goat yoga at the Gamble House, so maybe you could add some goat yoga with that. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Goat yoga at Gamble House once a month.
Okay, I think we've exhausted this one. I do want someone at some point to explain to me how the goats know the difference between native and non-native. Okay, yeah, I know they don't. Yeah. All right. So with that, there's a motion and a second. Are there any, let's take a roll call for the great goat action.
To approve the staff recommendation, Councilmember Cole? Yes. Councilmember Hampton?
Yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon?
Yes.
Councilmember Madison?
Yes.
Councilmember Masuda?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Rivas?
Yes.
Mayor Gordo?
Yes,
The motion is unanimous.
we only do roll calls for monumental decisions. So. Thank you.
And
All right.
Mayor, we're going to go to item 6 ahead of 5 because we have to do first reading of the ordinance. It was actually related to item 3. Yeah, so item 3 and 6 are related.
Okay. This is
the ordinance that's related to the building codes that was approved on item 3. Let me just,
building codes is 5.
5 is the public hearing.
Oh, okay.
3 and 6.
Got it.
Consent item, and then the corresponding ordinance. All right, so this is an ordinance of the city of Pasadena amending, no, because we're just. Okay. We're not doing the public hearing because we're continuing the public hearing. The noticing was for tonight.
Supposed to be a short session. I'll offer the ordinance.
I have to read the whole thing, and then we have some changes. So this is an ordinance of the city of Pasadena amending Title 14, Building and Construction of the Pasadena Municipal Code by adopting with certain local amendments the 2025 California Building Standards Code, incorporating the 2025 California Administrative Code, 2025 California Building Code, with appendix chapters G, H, I, J, N, P, Q, California Residential Code with appendix chapters BB, BF, BG, CH, CI, CJ, 2025 California Electrical Code with annexes ACI, 2025 California Mechanical Code with appendix chapters BC, FGH, 2025 California Plumbing Code with appendix chapters ADG, HI, JMR, 2025 California Energy Code, 2025 California Wildland Urban Interface Code, 2025 California Historical Building Code, 2025 California Fire Code with local amendments to state adopted chapters, including Chapter 1, 3, Section 503 of Chapter 5, Sections 1101 and 1104 of Chapter 11, Appendix Chapter 4, and certain appendices within Appendix Chapters B through P, 2025 California Existing Building Code, 2025 California Green Building Standards Code, 2025 California Reference Standards Code.
And there are two very short changes to the ordinance. The first of which is on page 4 of the ordinance. In the table, line 8, under the heading justification, the word administrative should be stricken, and the word climatic should be inserted in its place. And then the last is on page 81 of Exhibit 2, and that's under section 14.04.305, the heading that's entitled zoning permits, or the subheading. And the number should be A in the brackets and followed by the letter capital R, 105.1.1. With that,
I'll offer it up.
that's the ordinance.
Mr. Lyon, did you get all those corrections?
A is in brackets, R is not. And Mr. Jones?
Okay, and Mr. Hampton is in the queue.
Yes, a while back, maybe maybe longer than that, maybe 6 months ago, but 3 months after the fire, we had a couple of independent schools come to us and ask us about updating our fire code, which would allow them to be in a temporary structure. I know, but this would have been our opportunity to make that change to our fire code. Because this is connected to building and fire codes. So,
Well, we can always amend. This is more of a ministerial act, bringing us into compliance with the state building code, which we have to comply with, is my
Right.
understanding. So but
which we
can
could have
always
made
amend.
that amendment tonight, or if we want to take that as a separate meeting.
Why don't we ask staff to look at that question?
And this does have to be effective, which is 30 days after second reading, and it's something we do annually, but that's not to preclude further review and possibly changing it, but we should probably at least get the first reading. And then, unless, I know Caroline Monroy is here, our Assistant City Attorney, I don't know if you have any response to what has happened with respect to that part of the fire code. And I don't know if anybody's here from planning that could address it.
And there were, the question that had came up was that there are requirements that our city's requiring for some of these schools and temporary structures that we do not require for PUSD schools. So to bring parity between those.
I think
And if we need to bring it back for
public
a full.
schools are under the ed code.
Right.
And not subject to our code. And I think there was concern about reducing the safety or changing the safety regulations in Pasadena when you don't have the overlay and protections
Right.
of the ed code provisions.
And then was brought to us in multiple emails from those individuals as well, that our neighboring cities do not require this either.
But I'm what I'm referring to is if it's an equal playing field, then I would suggest, that equal would, in my view, would be if the schools advocating for that are willing to subject themselves voluntarily to the ed code provisions that do address safety and for students and teachers, then that's a different story, but that's not what I am hearing. And so I think our fire chief did weigh in, now that I'm recalling, on this issue.
He did.
Okay. Is there a response from staff or?
I would just reiterate what the mayor said was correct, and if there wanted to be a separate discussion of that, if that's the will of the council, that could be done separately outside of this effort, and maybe go through the proper committee and have a discussion about that.
Yeah.
It didn't have to be part of this.
Then we'll place it on the agenda for EdTech to have a full discussion on it.
And perhaps I could add, it did come up and we did have an agenda report on it. I think working, if my recollection, and Ms. Page can correct me, working with the school that was at issue, they asked that it be pulled, and we worked with them, and we've since come to an accommodation and worked and found a solution for them, just for the council's edification on that point.
Thank you. I just want to make sure that we're not putting any requirements. I mean, I understand it's a safety requirement, but requirements that are maybe not necessary in other communities and other cities, just so that we have a fair, equal playing field, especially when it comes to starting a business in the city of Pasadena.
I I understand your point, Mr. Hampton, and it's well taken, but I would caution us about, particularly when it comes to schools and, you know, life safety issues, caution us about scaling down the mandates when those schools aren't under the ed code provisions that then the California Education Code mandates that speak to safety and security and all that. The school's asking us to create a level playing field should also be prepared to understand that a level playing field means that they agree to the other provisions like the public schools do.
And I appreciate that, Mayor, in looking at being previously a school board member, and also after reviewing what the Ed Code requires, our requirements are much higher than that. So I'm sure those schools would be happy to abide by the California Ed Code standards. So thank you.
Thank you. Okay, with that,
It was offered for first reading by Councilmember Jones. I can do roll call for the first reading.
Okay.
Councilmember Cole, conduct first reading? Yes. Councilmember Hampton?
Yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon?
Yes.
Councilmember Madison?
Yes.
Councilmember Masuda?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Rivas?
Yes.
Mayor Gordo?
yes, okay.
That action is complete.
So that's,
Item 6, we could go back to item 5. All we need to do is all we need is a motion and a second to continue this public hearing to next week, November 10th at 6 PM.
is there a motion? So moved. Moved and seconded. To continue the matter?
Yep, to 6 PM next week.
Okay, any objections? See none, that's approved. And now,
We're going to work our way through adoption of ordinances. I'll do second readings and then. So item number 7, this is an ordinance of the City of Pasadena amending Title 4, Chapter 4.19, Section 4.19.020, 4.19.040, 4.19.050, 4.19.060 to update the traffic reduction and transportation improvement fee for existing land use categories and to add new land use categories to the fee structure. This was introduced by Councilmember Hampton. To adopt, Councilmember Cole?
Yes.
Councilmember Hampton?
yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon?
Yes.
Councilmember Madison?
Yes.
Councilmember Masuda?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Rivas?
Yes.
Mayor Gordo?
Yes.
That ordinance is adopted.
Okay.
Item 8,
Item 8,
this was introduced by Councilmember Lyon. This is an ordinance of the City of Pasadena amending sections 2.05.160, 2.05.170, 2.05.180, 2.05.190, and 2.05.200 of Title II Organization and Administration, Chapter 2.05, City Council of the Pasadena Municipal Code regarding council committees. This was introduced by Councilmember Lyon. Councilmember Cole to adopt? Yes. Councilmember Hampton?
yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon?
Yes.
Councilmember Madison?
Yes.
Councilmember Masuda?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Rivas?
Yes.
Mayor Gordo?
Yes.
That ordinance is adopted. And then finally, we have item 9, which is an ordinance for second reading. This is an ordinance of the City of Pasadena amending Title 10, Vehicles and Traffic, Chapter 10.60, Bicycles of the Pasadena Municipal Code, to define electric bicycles, remove registration requirements, and update riding regulations. This was introduced by Councilmember Jones. To adopt, Councilmember Cole? Yes. Councilmember Hampton?
Yes.
Councilmember Jones?
Yes.
Councilmember Lyon?
Yes.
Councilmember Madison?
Yes.
Councilmember Masuda?
Yes.
Vice Mayor Rivas?
Yes.
Mayor Gordo?
Yes.
That ordinance is adopted. That completes the items on the agenda, the open agenda.
And so now we will recess the public meeting, the council meeting, and recess to close.
To close session to discuss items B and C on the closed session agenda.
Okay. Thank you all very much for your patience. Okay, 5 minutes and
Thursday, after we publish.
5 minutes and closed session.
Thank you.
4 minutes, says the city attorney.
Thank you, sir.